Got the sun shining in my eyes here, but that's what sunglasses are for. Tried a little table over on the other side, but it's still in the shade. Kind of cool. My usual spot over there, there's some workers doing stuff. I just took a little drive up from here on the north side of Orlando up to Daytona Beach. Thought I would test out my GoPro, see how it does. Recorded almost an hour. Still had 32% battery life left. It didn't get too hot or anything, you know, so that's pretty good. I actually made a little video on my way back about another topic, and I kind of got off into some other things from the main topic that I thought would be better suited to just have their own video sometime. So I decided I'd stop in here, just killing a little time really till 10 o'clock today before Barnes & Noble opens. Another nice chill day. But what I wanted to talk about was some of the comments I've gotten on some of my videos and the way that different people view the Philippines. One person, they said, what part of third world country don't you understand? You know, there was one other guy, I guess a Filipino guy, who left a big list where he enumerated various different problems with the Philippines. Some of it was in English, some of it not. My wife kind of read it all off to me as I was doing something else. But he talked about the lack of modern infrastructure, you know, crappy Wi-Fi and things like that. Various different issues you have maybe with like pickpockets and beggars and things. Obviously, sanitation is not very good in some places. So there is that aspect of things where you're dealing with something that's not the same as what most people are used to if they're going over there from America or somewhere, you know. On the other hand, I had people comment where they're living. Yeah, it's just like living in America or better. I think the one guy was in BGC, but someplace like that, you've got every modern convenience you could hope for from a developed country, you know. Anybody who's ever been at the malls there knows they got malls that are, you know, better than anything we have in America these days. Nice buildings everywhere, restaurants all over the place. So the question is whether or not the Philippines is a developed country or is a third world developing country. And really the answer is up to you, you know, because it's both. And it's a lot of things in between. It's not like your only two options are third world shithole on one end of the spectrum and BGC on the other end, you know? And that you're going to have to pick either one of those two extremes. There's a lot of in-between ground in the Philippines, depending on exactly where you're at. You know, the place where I'm going to be living when I move over there. I had one guy made a comment that he only listens to expats who are living in the Philippines and having a good, successful life. He doesn't listen to negative people. Well, as I pointed out to him, I don't know, I guess he missed the point of my video because it was all about the negative people, you know, and the people who want to tell you how shitty everything is over there. But I guess he missed that was the thrust of my video. And I told him, well, I plan when I retire in the not too distant future to have a great life over there, you know? I mean, we've already got a really nice house built over there. Gonna be finishing up, you know, some final finishing touches on that this year. And I plan to be living a great life. You know, work on my writing, maybe work on my YouTube channel, play my guitar. We've got another property over there. My wife thinks, you know, sometimes about maybe putting some kind of a little event center or something there, restaurant, whatever. It's got a really great view looking out across this valley rice fields and stuff over toward the mountains in the distance. Great, super great location, you know, that we got for a really awesome price. You know, we bought it up in small lots from kind of a friend of my wife's mom and their family, who was selling it off like 150 square meter lots, and we got 11 of those, so like 1,650 square meters there, and great location. So I plan to have a great life when we go over there. We've got lots of things to do, and where we're going to be, it's not one of those extremes like you hear people wanting to focus on. It's a small town, but it's, you know, it's growing. They got a lot of different stuff there. My wife was over there for 5 weeks back in October and November, and talking about some of the nice new little shops they've got there, little sandwich shops and different things. She said the one problem with our house is that it's kind of big and it's going to be a pain to clean sometimes, you know. Fortunately, we didn't go with any double height ceilings in the living room and all that kind of stuff, but we do have the one big stairwell that goes all the way up to the roof deck, like these half landing stairs, you know, and big windows, and that might be a little bit of a problem cleaning sometimes, get all those windows clean and everything. But that'll give me something to do in my retirement, you know, take care of my house. But it'll also give me a nice place to be making videos and stuff. Got our nice roof deck there and everything, and so I'm looking forward to having a great life over there. And it's not a place where I'm going to be dealing with the city squalor and the abject poverty everywhere. Sure, you got a lot of people that don't have a lot of money, but so many of these YouTubers, they want to portray extremes and make generalizations about things. And there is a whole huge spectrum of lifestyles available to you in the Philippines, just like anywhere else. The one guy was making some videos talking about out in the provinces, and everybody, you know, where they live in nipa huts and don't have a CR in the house and things like that. And if that's the lifestyle you want to live, that's your decision, you know. I mean, if you're moving over there and you think you don't have enough money to live any kind of lifestyle other than that, you know, I guess that's one thing. But that's not like you have to live like that when you move to the Philippines. That's your choice where you want to live. Even if you get involved with some girl that's from a place like that, if you don't want to live like that, you just have to tell her, well, hey, if you really love me and you want to be with me, then we're going to be in a different place where I can have access to the different amenities that I want to have. And it's quite possible that she will want to do that too. She might not want to live out there with her parents in a nipa hut anyways, you know? It's all your decision. But a lot of it, if it's something that you're worried about or stressing about right now before you go to the Philippines, I guess the best piece of advice I could give, for anybody who cares, is that you can't afford to get involved with somebody over there who isn't going to be cooperative with you. And if you get involved with somebody who they're out there in the middle of nowhere and you feel like they're just hitting you up for money to improve their family's lot in life, then that's something you need to figure out before you tie the knot or something like that and get permanently attached to them. Because that's not a Filipino problem. You know, that's your problem. That's your decision to make. And you're the only one who can do that and has the control over it. A lot of guys, they get involved with people that they shouldn't be involved with. And that's what ruins their experience. It's easy to say, of course, don't get involved with somebody like that. You know, I was involved with somebody over there before I met my wife a long time ago. And it was one of those situations where every time there was something that needed to be done, You know, I was going to get her a fiancé visa to come over here to America. But she didn't really want to leave the Philippines. She had this fantasy that I was going to find a way to move over there right now. And even though I had made it clear to her, there's no way that I can do that until I retire someday anyways. But it became pretty clear that anytime something needed to be done, some kind of paperwork or appointment needed to be taken care of, she was going to find a way to sabotage it. And basically all talk and no action. That's one thing I told my wife after I met her. You know, it's so nice to be with somebody who's all action and no talk, instead of the other way around. You know, she's like, wow, you're really bitter, huh? And you just got to be smart enough. If you see that someone's just like draining your money, somebody's always losing their phone, or, oh, my phone got stolen or something. I was in a jeepney and forgot my phone and somebody stole it. And nobody is that unlucky that they need a new phone every couple of months. That money is going somewhere else, you know. And you have to be smart enough to say, look, enough's enough, it's over. And a lot of guys don't want to do that. So that right there is going to be one of the biggest determining factors for you. If you're going over there and involved with some woman. Sorry, I'm shivering. It's cold out here. I know some people are going to laugh at that because, you know, compared to where they're watching this from, it's not not cold. Actually going up to 71 degrees here today, and then back down, cooling off again. But cold this morning. That's a big part of it, though, is who you get involved with over there. And that's all under your control. You have the power. Even if you feel like, oh, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings and I've got involved with them, you're the one who has to make that decision ultimately. And believe me, if they're the kind of person who's just looking for your money and they have no real intention of ever getting anything accomplished to be with you, as soon as you break up with them, yeah, they might cry and put on an Oscar-worthy performance about how sad they are. But a month or two later, if that long, you're going to see them on Facebook or somewhere with somebody else, okay? They can move right along. You're just another mark. So it pays to spend a little time getting to know someone. On the other hand, I have to say with my wife, we hit it off fast, man. We hit it off super fast. And it wasn't that long after we met each other that we actually decided, hey, we're getting married. And our 10th anniversary is coming up this year, and we've had a good life together. And it just goes to show that you can't really make generalizations about this stuff. Even with age and stuff. The other person I was involved with was maybe almost, I don't know, about 20 years younger than me. And my wife right now is almost 30 years younger than me, you know? But she's a lot more mature, a lot more focused on being a good person and a good wife and things like that. You know, just because somebody's younger or older, until you're in a relationship with somebody or you have a chance to get to know them, you have no clue. You can't make those kind of generalizations. And it's the same with the Philippines itself. Okay, you can talk about third world country, but there are areas in the Philippines where they have good infrastructure, decent roads. I mean, it's not going to be like, you know, cruising around the highways over here. Though depending where you are, sometimes it's not that great over here, you know? And also, depending where you are, poverty and things like that. Yeah, people might not have a lot of money, but it's not like everybody living in the street trying to pick your pockets, you know? So, yeah, it's up to you. Because the Philippines is both. It's both a developed country and a third world or developing country. And it's a lot of things in between. What would you call it? A second world country. You got first world, third world, so there must be a second world in there somewhere, you know? I think maybe the vast majority of the Philippines is more like a second world country. Obviously, you can find places where it's very undeveloped, and for some people, that's the attraction. Obviously, if you choose, it's your choice to live in a place like that, you're going to have to deal with not having major hospitals around, not having great roads. You're going to have to listen to roosters and dogs. There's going to be pollution, especially if you're around a major city with a lot of traffic. You know, the traffic sucks trying to drive over there. But all these things are your choice. You have to go there for yourself and see it, and not just see one spot and say, well, this sucks, I'm done, but realize that there are other places to go. A lot of people, they watch YouTube videos and stuff. You got these little enclaves of people in like Angeles City or Dumaguete or something, and then you see other people out in the middle of nowhere, and people think if they go to one of these places, say a Dumaguete is a popular place for a lot of people just because that's where all these people are on YouTube, and they want to go, you know, hang out with them and think, well, I'll make some connections here with these people or somebody they saw on YouTube, and they know there's a little bit of an expat community, and maybe that's not the best place for them. It might be a good place to get your feet wet if you're just moving over there and you're not involved with anybody or whatever, and you can learn your way around, get used to the way things work in the Philippines a little bit, but you don't have to be stuck in just one spot. So it's your choice. Yeah, I know what a third world country is, but I also know that if you're talking about the Philippines, you can go to the airport or go to the ferry port, and in a couple hours you're in a different place where it's totally fucking different, you know? Sorry, I swear too much, see? I'm an American. But just don't make generalizations about one way or the other, because it's your choice. Make the choice.